Hey everybody, welcome to the Pitchability Show, episode 5. This is the show where we teach you to develop from the ground up. Tom Oldham, welcome to the Pitchability Show. As a reminder, you can find us on Facebook, /Tom Oldham Baseball, Twitter and Instagram, at Tom Oldham 19. Just got done with training groups tonight. A couple of guys hit personal records again. Tonight, 2 questions. The first one being, how do I long toss in the winter? So, weather's starting to change, even though it didn't feel like it today. Getting closer to the winter, where in Nebraska, very difficult sometimes to get your work in outside, obviously, because it's so cold, that sort of a thing. So how do we long toss living in a cold weather state? One of the things that we do is basically we have this big net that we drop, and we have the guys visualize themselves in either extension phase or pull down phase of long toss. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the extension phase and pull down phase was really coined by Jaeger Sports out in California. They've got a YouTube video that has Trevor Bauer going through the extension pull down phase. It explains it all. But we really have them visualize that, throwing the ball into the net, because we got to get creative. We've got space to expand it out to about 100 or so feet, but then when we want to go longer than that, we have them throw into the net. The thing that you can do, there's a company called Oats Specialties, and they have what's called a throwing sock. So inside the throwing sock, there is a loop right here, basically, that you hook your ring finger and your pinky inside of it, and then you put your hand inside of the throwing sock with the ball, obviously, and then you can tighten it around your hand. And then now you can basically take it and throw it through and let the ball release out of your hand, and you can get some work in that way as well in the winter. If you have talked to me about this, you know that I'm not a fan of holds. And basically, just to explain what a hold is where you have like a weighted ball in your hand and you're literally not letting go of the baseball. Some coaches really use this as part of their training programs. I don't like it because it tends to get guys to slow down their arm right before they release, and then they end up pushing the ball. So we don't use holds, and this throwing sock allows us to get the same type of work in, but releasing the ball into the sock. So another creative way to get some work in if you live in a cold weather state and can't get outside. So that was the first question, how do I long toss in the winter? The second question is, what training products do I recommend for off-season training? Not the easiest question to answer, because it really depends on where you're going to be training at. So I'll show you what we use here. Some of the products that I would recommend that we use in the training groups. It's not all of them. And these are going to be products specific to pitching. So, Trent and his team obviously has all of the squat racks and all of that. I'm not going to show you any of that stuff for the strength and speed development. This is really specific to throwing and pitching. So, kind of walk you through it in order that we use it. So we always start off with using the J-bands. So after the guys get done with the sports performance coaches and they've done all of their strength and mobility work, and they head over to me, we use these. So these are the Jaeger Sports J-bands. And the reason that I brought 2 different colors out here is because we have 2 different tensions. So this is a junior J-band, usually recommended for more youth, less tension there. And then the blue one is the just regular J-band, which it has a tighter tension. So we go through our J-band routine at the start. Then we go into using Plyo care balls, and we do our throws with that. So when you get these, we use the tap conditioning ones. You can also get ones from Driveline that they have. But there's basically different colors, different weights depending on what you're doing. For instance, when we start out, we do reverse throws with the high school guys that I work with. We use the 32 ounce one to do the reverse throws and some of the other drills we do. So recommend getting Plyo care balls. Make sure these are the ones that are squishy. Make sure that you're throwing this against a hard surface like a concrete wall or something. Don't just throw this against drywall because it'll go through the wall. So Plyo care balls. What else here? Sticking with the weighted baseballs, we also have the actual weighted baseballs. These are obviously different than the Plyo care balls because these are, to simulate an actual baseball. Driveline actually just came out with some awesome ones that feel like regular baseballs, but the laces are different colors for the different weights. Make sure you check those out. Those are pretty awesome. So these are the weighted balls, different weights. We use these for velocity training with the high school guys. Another product that I would recommend is that we utilize in a lot of the drills that we use is the PowerUp Wedge. So this is really the wedge that goes on the bottom of the foot. It really positions the foot in that good position to emphasize using the lower half. We use the PowerUp Wedge almost every training group with certain guys that have a tendency to not use their lower half. This really helps out. Super simple to use, just one strap that goes over the middle of your foot. Guys can do it a couple times and then take it off. It works really, really well. So that's the PowerUp Wedge. Then we also trying to do these in order. We also have the core velocity belt. This is the belt where you use the cords. We have basically a hook in the floor that we hook these up to. We do the different drills. This is really, if you follow Lance Wheeler at all, this is his product. It's a tremendous product. It helps guys really feel using their lower half during the drills. That's the core velocity belt. And then the last one, or I guess I got two more. I really like this. So these are bells. These are the tap conditioning bells. These are ones that really help arm action and arm path. We do a lot of different stuff to really emphasize internal rotation with the tap bell, and it's a great tool. I would recommend picking up one of those. And then finally, we use for both arm recovery and warm-ups. This is kind of hard to show in the video, but it's the shoulder blade, basically an oscillating blade for the arm care or the arm recovery portions of the training. Obviously, you do not have to get all of this stuff just to have an effective off-season training. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that we use and have here. If you wanted to know the top things that I would get, I would make sure that you have a set of Plyo care balls, because those can serve the same purpose as the weighted baseballs. The PowerUp Wedge and the J-bands, those are the three things that we use the most in the training groups. So hopefully that helps. And again, if you want to sign up for the training groups, we've got a few spots left for November. If you have any questions for this show or about the training groups, you can email me at tom@tomoldhambaseball.com, or visit me on Facebook. And that's all I got. We'll see you on the next episode.